What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 30th day of March, and here we are sitting at about $67.8 thousand with roughly 11 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. We're up 2.7% to start the week. We moved down a little bit over the weekend, so moving up over the beginning days of the week kind of makes sense. We went down exactly to the area that we were expecting to go down to. I think there was even slightly lower targets in mind, but this was more or less acceptable, right? The idea here yesterday was that we'd either go into this range or possibly down to the 786, 886 area at the lowest. But I was expecting just a slightly lower low. Nothing like down here personally. I was expecting a slightly lower low. So that makes sense because we have areas here that we found support at. Of course, we could have gone lower. We still could go lower. It's possible. Maybe I'll come to that conclusion by the end of this video. But so far, so good. Expecting here that we do move up. We're going to do one of two things. We're either going to find a lower high or we're going to find a higher high here, and then we'll pull back. But I doubt that from here, just in one straight shot, we're going to move up to a higher high here. Everybody seems to get very depressed at these lows, as it's been throughout this whole range. The Iran war, Iran conflict, dust seems to kick up every single time at the lows. Everything seems its absolute worst. Things are going to escalate at the lows. And then we move up and everybody says the same thing at the highs. Oh, this conflict doesn't really matter for Bitcoin. It doesn't really affect the price. But then down here, it really affects the price. But really, we're just moving sideways, guys. We're not really doing anything at all. So again, the news is not going to help you. Don't let the news distract you from the truth of the charts here, which is that it really doesn't matter. We are now over 1 month into this conflict with Iran, and 1 month ago we were basically at the exact same price we're at now. So we've literally done nothing because it doesn't have an impact on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so let's zoom in. We'll zoom out. I keep saying that, and I've been saying that really for the past like 3 days adamantly because I think people need that reminder. Because for some reason, even though the evidence is clear, some of you are expecting that boots on the ground is going to cause this, or oh, it looks like we don't care, so we're going to do this. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's not. They're both wrong. We're not going to pump crazy. We're not going to dump crazy. We're just moving sideways. It's the same old stuff until we get into May, and then we can talk about breaking out to the downside. Okay. But I mean, lo and behold, watch the conflict kind of resolves itself over the next month. Maybe not. Maybe it goes into next year. I don't know. I'm not expecting it to. It's going on longer than I thought it would already. But again, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter in terms of the price action. Okay. Lo and behold, something bad will happen in April, or something good will happen in April, and we still break out to the downside. It's still going to happen. One more time, I don't think that we're breaking out of this range that we're forming to the downside in May. I think it'll be in June, but it could be as early as May. Okay, as late as July that we break down, that we actually see the breakdown. I think we're in this range. We will continue to be in this range. We will not break out to the upside. That's been the call since early February. 67.8K. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, the RSI rejected the overbought zone. That's no good. That's not a good thing at all. But hey, look at this. You didn't reject too much, did you? Now you're coming back up for it. I think we're going to start off the day on a good note here. I say start off the day, I mean the stock day, the business day. I don't know. There's 45 minutes left. We could be wicking. It's possible. I mean, maybe we wick up here. We find resistance like right in these wicks. Maybe we move up like this and then we come back down to start the day. I don't know. The volume is dying off as we're moving higher. That's the one. But not really, right? Because yes, it did die down a little bit here. But then we just consolidated. We're still kind of consolidating in this relative move up. So I guess the volume doesn't really matter right now. It matters if we keep pushing higher here. If we start getting above these highs and start closing above these highs, we want to see the volume increase. That doesn't mean we need a bigger spike than this. We just need to see the volume increase. That's all. The RSI looks good. It took a bad thing and turned it into a good thing. That's a good thing. The MACD looks good. We're actually building bullish momentum again, and we're crossed above the zero. That's great. Stochastics are bullish. Bullish here. potential to be bullish here. Maybe not today, but this sets us up, you guys. Think about it in the terms of when these oscillators will cross. This sets us up for later this week to see some bullish behavior come into view. We are again at prior areas of support here. Could we be finding resistance here now? Yes. So if it's been an hour or two and you're watching this video and we're back down at 67K or even below 67K, don't get frightened, okay? Because likely this is the low. Likely we're moving up. I mean, we can clearly see that this is the low here because of the behavior, right? You went just below this here. Everybody max panicked, went max short, closed their long positions at the low, and then boom, with a vengeance we moved up. It's completely obvious that the market faked people out again, and here we go. We're moving up. There were a lot of shorts placed over the past week, you guys, and they're starting to crap their pants a little bit here. I think they all get underwater once we get back above like 71K. Anyways, 4-hour RSI, to be honest, is not friendly. It doesn't look good at all. But if we can start getting overbought, if we can start doing the opposite, we're here, we're getting oversold, we're not getting overbought, predominantly living below the 50. If we can start doing the opposite where we don't really get below the 50 too much, we're getting overbought and we're not getting oversold, I think that would switch things around. And again, with the essence of this MACD looking the way it does, we start doing that stuff, that really does give us like the whole rest of this week to kind of do that. And this week might really be a bullish week. When I say bullish, again, I don't mean like this. We're not going to 80K. Not this week. We probably don't even interact with 80K for all of 2026. I made that call back in February too. And if we do go above 80K, it'll be oh so slightly. Oh so slightly. But when I say bullish week, I just mean, you know, ups, downs, ups, downs. We probably don't even get a higher high here. And then right when people are bullish, we'll break through this trend, whatever trend we form. And then right when people get bearish, then we'll probably come up. We actually have a higher low. And then at that point, you know, maybe in the second or third week of April, that'll be when we see this higher high. And then as soon as we get the higher high, we sell off again. It's just the same thing because why? We're moving sideways. That's what it is. That's what it's been. That's what it will continue to be. Daily RSI down at the 40 area. Bitcoin does like to find support between the 40 and the 30, the oversold area. It does. Sometimes we get oversold, but oftentimes we do like to find support in this general area with the RSI. Stochastics are pointed back up, coming out of the oversold zone. We're at like the lower ends of this consolidation range, okay? It makes sense that we're moving up from here, you guys. The daily MACD is the one thing that kind of looks bad, right? You had the false cross down, false cross up, and now we're crossing back below the zero level here. Bearish momentum is dying with today's price action. Wouldn't it just be hilarious if we had like false cross, false cross, false cross? You had the false, false, false cross, and now we're getting ready to cross above the zero. I think that would actually look really good to cross above the zero convincingly, assertively. We look at this high to low here. We're above the 236. Statistically speaking, for anybody who's about trading, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, statistically speaking, in this type of environment, it's pretty much a slam dunk that Bitcoin is going to grow another 1.6% or more. Typically, with the 382, you do wick just above there, and then you come back down, and then you go up to your golden ratio, right? We're not talking about a straight move up. We're talking about slow, methodical, maybe even volatile movements like we even had back here, right? On the way up, it wasn't just a straight shot up. There was a day where it was, but there was a whole week where it wasn't, right? So right here, being in between the 236 and the 382, statistically speaking, even if we were to go lower, the odds of you hitting this 382 are greater to do that first than to go below this low first. It's greater. You have a much greater chance of doing this. So it's about a 1.6% increase, and likely we do see higher prices than that. It's very common with the 382 to wick just above it. So that's my expectation. I think we will wick just above it. Again, with that being said, if we see some volatility beforehand, it's possible, right? But I'm very convinced that before we go below this low, if we go below this low at all, we are still going to cross back above 69K. What I don't think is going to happen is that from here we're just going to move up to 71.6 to 72.4K. I think that we will find resistance somewhere between 70 and 69,000, somewhere in this range. We'll probably come back down to this exact price right here, around 68K, 67.5K. Find support, and then we will likely continue to build from there. And then find resistance, and then build. And then when we're up in this area, that might be where we break out of our channel, whatever channel we're forming here. I'm just assuming. We don't have any evidence of this yet. And if it might not be a channel, but whatever trend we have, we'll break out of it. As soon as we break out of it, or maybe a little bit deeper, we make people panic, and it's just the same old song and dance. We start moving up from there. I got nothing else to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. We have been killing it on this channel, man. These calls have been lethal. They've been really lethal. Like quite literally freaking lethal, man. Bearish at this top, bullish at this low. Bearish at this top, bullish at this low. Bearish here. I was actually continuously bearish here, so this one we had wrong. But even at the top here, we were bearish. I actually went short here, didn't take profits, went in the red a little bit, and then inevitably took profits where I became bullish, and then bearish, and then bullish, and then bearish, and then bullish. And then here we were still bullish, so another X there. It wasn't perfect, but then we flipped bearish before we even got below this low where we originally flipped bullish. And then we've been bearish ever since this low where we flipped bullish again. It's been a hell of a time. It's been a hell of a time, man. We've had a really good time this month of March. If anybody's been paying attention, not to toot my own horn, but we've been killing it, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.